Hey, what's up? It's your fantasy football commissioner's favorite fantasy football commissioner. It's Lump Dog, and I'm back with the Pimps, Players, and Hustlers fantasy football commissioner message, week number 3. Man, what a week it was. Pulled myself out a close win, but almost messed that up and almost lost the game. So, man, I can't believe we're on to week 4 now, y'all. Can you believe it? Week 4. And that makes it like a third of the season gone for fantasy football. I can't believe it's been almost a month into the season. A lot of things have been happening in NFL land, right? The roughing the passer calls really, man, I swear, I understand what they're trying to do. I get it. I get that they want to get rid of the pile driving, but some of these hits that they're doing is just killing me. I can't believe it. It's just like, it makes you so mad to even watch the game. It's like the defense makes a good play and there's a flag because the quarterback got tackled and someone landed on him. So anyway, well, we'll deal with that as we deal with it. But not really a lot went down this week in PPH. No major moves or trades. I guess the one trade that was made last week was between me and the Suckholes, where I traded Mike Williams from the Chargers and Chris Carson from the Seahawks for Calvin Ridley. And then the Suckholes cut Mike Williams and kept Carson, went out and picked up Rashard Penny. Now, had Ridley in my lineup all week, right? I'm like, okay, traded for him. I have Matt Ryan. He's a combo guy. Let's go ahead and let's start him for the week. And then until Sunday morning, I don't know what got into me. Maybe it was the fog juice that got into me. I think it was maybe the fog. I think the fog juice got into me a little bit there, and it made me hazy. I couldn't think right, because I said, you know what? I want a little bit of Monday Night Mad with that Fitzmagic, and I put in Chris Godwin, and not putting in Ridley cost me the money, but it didn't cost me the win, because Godwin and O.J. Howard did pull it out for me in a close one. You'll see here in just a minute. So, but I mean, that was a fair trade, right? I mean, now that I didn't think Ridley was doing 3 touchdowns and 150. I thought maybe, 60, 70 yards, maybe a touchdown. But, man, blew up. So glad I got that guy on my roster. I'm kind of stacked at receiver now. I got 5 deep here. I mean, with Devontae Adams, Tyreek Hill, and then in my third spot, right, you can't sit those guys any week, right? I mean, those guys are all matchup-based games, right? So, I mean, not non-matchup based. You got to just play those guys because Devontae Adams and Tyreek Hill can go off at any time. So then I have in my third spot, though, I got either Chris Godwin, Calvin Ridley, or Josh Gordon. So I guess I'm holding on to Gordon here to see what he can do in New England. Hopefully he can do big things, and I got just an awesome receiving core, which makes it, though, hard. I mean, I guess that's a good problem to have. Like I said, not a lot of stuff has gone down. I think a lot of people are just kind of feeling things out for that first month of the season. We have 3 2-0 teams. We have 2 2-0 teams, 7 2-1 teams, and 3 0-3 teams. And those teams at the bottom are the usual suspects, man. We got the haters. Hasn't been the same man since round 4 of the draft when he went total full mental midget meltdown and went Alshon Jeffrey and then Jerick McKinnon, who had torn his ACL. Now, mind you, remember the draft we have is the day before the season, so it wasn't like that information wasn't known. And then the Brew Dogs, feel bad for him a little bit because he does have a pretty good squad, just hasn't been able to get the luck on his side there. And then Tardo, who's ghost. I mean, is he in the league anymore? I don't know. No mention from him or at all. So we'll see how that goes. I do have a special guest on tonight's commissioner message. I hope this might become a weekly segment. I'm not sure. We'll see if we can work this out with the guests, but I think you guys will be happy. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to get him in studio, but did the best I could and worked with his schedule and his limitations, and mine too, because I am a family man as well, and it does take me a little bit of time to put these together. So anyway, Niners losing Jimmy Garoppolo, big hit to Patty's Playboys. I guess I'm glad he's happy that he ended up getting that extra 8th round pick for trading out the number 1 pick. and got Jeff Goff. So, I mean, Goff has been pretty solid. So that's good. He did end up picking up Baker Mayfield today, so the Mayfield era has begun on Patty's Playboys. Mike Williams, who got cut because I traded him, ended up getting picked up by URSO. And then the rookie, man, what's up with the rookie? Thanks, Staines. This guy, all talk during the offseason about how great an A- he got in his Yahoo draft, but we use CBS, and he only got a C+ in our draft. But man, he's gone. He's ghost. Ain't heard from him because he's all scared now because he's getting run out by the PPH OG veteran players who like to pounce on those under 500 teams. Be careful, rookie. The predatory trade offers are coming your way. Trust me. The more desperate you get, the further below 500 you get, the more predatory offers you'll receive. Just remember that. They'll try to get you with that fog juice. They'll try to make it all hard for you to see and understand what they're trying to do. Anyway, so that's really about all that's going on. There's not a whole lot to talk about in the league. Everyone's kind of cruising along and taking it as it goes. Shout out to the Juggernauts for winning the weekly. So 2 out of the 3 first weeklies have been won by the Suckles. We finally got a new one, so that's good. Glad to see someone new win that cash. Ridley, again, not being in my lineup, cost me the cash, but didn't cost me the win. So the win's more important than anything. We got some good matchups this week, too, so we'll be going into that. I'm gonna let the special guest do the picks for this week's games. So fast forward to that if you want to see that. But right now, let's go ahead and get into last week's games and see what went down in the PPH. All right, here we go. Week 3 in the PPH Fantasy Football League. In the first game of the week, we had the Basket of Deplorables, our reigning champ Tommy, get his first win of the season over the Haters, 108.1 to 85.47. Like I was saying earlier, the Haters, oh my goodness, look at this squad. It is hurting pretty bad. This squad kind of reminds me of something that might get hot as long as Brady and Gronk get hot. But Haters really didn't get much here from Tommy Terrific, only 12.7 points. Bernard stepped up, good free agent pickup at least for him, 14.6. Robbie Anderson, man, he's really been hurting this guy. He's getting like negative points in the start of every game here. And then Jordy Nelson shows up with 4.3. I mean, he got all his points in the first quarter. The second half, he had nothing. And he got caught on all those long runs. You can say that Jordy Nelson's speed is gone. And then he got 15 points from the Ravens defense. Basket of Deplorables, man. Fitzmagic looked like that magic was fizzling out on Monday night with his 3 picks, but ends up throwing for over 400 yards and 3 touchdowns, ends up at 39.1, really turned it around for him. James Conner with 9.5, and then he got Thielen show up with 11.5, and then the Browns D on Thursday night started the week off good with 16 points. So Basket of Deplorables improving to 1-2, and Haters still winless. Ouch. Like I said, he cursed himself by invoking the fantasy gods on another team. And our next matchup of the game, URSO, unregistered sex offenders, for all those viral viewers out there, you know what URSO stands for, gets a win over the 289ers, 103.77 to 78.47. For the 289ers, they got some real problems going on in their squad. Alex Smith just isn't performing, 25.67 points, and that was a good game for him. Kenyon Drake didn't show up, only 1 point. That really hurt. His free agent pickup, because Delvin Cook was hurt, he picked up that rookie in Atlanta, Smith, and didn't show up for him either. Jarvis Landry did show up on Thursday night with 13.3, and then the Rams D with 19, but that team falls to 0-3 and has Alex Smith on a bye and no backup quarterback, so really needs to get some help there. USO gets Matt Stafford to show up with 27.47 points. Not a great game, but, get you by there, get you 103 points. David Johnson with 12.1. He's got to be concerned with his production early in the season. Royce Freeman with 11.8. Not bad for a replacement for Mixon, so got to be happy with that. 17.1 for Will Fuller. I mean, he's been showing up every week. Deshaun Watson loves him some Will Fuller. That's all I got to say about that. And then his play for the Jets on Thursday night didn't pan out with only 8 points. So URSO improves to 2-1 and keeps the 289ers winless at 0-3. And the next game we had the Big Loads take a hard loss to the Suckholes, 119.43 to 117.43. This came down to a Monday night matchup. Ben Roethlisberger had gotten the lead. Suckholes was down, and that touchdown, long one to Mike Evans, the 24-yarder there, really sealed the deal for him, because once the Steelers got the ball back, it was the James Conner show, and they were just running the ball out. So that was a hard loss there, Big Loads, Mr. B's. I feel you on that one. So the Suckholes gets 39.63 points from Patty McComboy, as he's called in our league. Then Melvin Gordon been showing up every week with 14.4. Again, Mike Evans with the big 3.7 points to pull out that Monday night win for him. Justin Tucker with 12, and the Jacksonville D with 12. Big Loads, man, had Ben Roethlisberger really show up for him at 38.53 points. He needed over 40, and he just couldn't get it. Isaiah Crowell shows up with 17.1. Wow, didn't even know he had that good of a game. So props, 2 touchdowns. That's so props for that with Crowell. He's on and off though, so got to try to find a little more consistent. He's probably got Mark Ingram on his bench, waiting for him to come back from suspension. Alex Collins finds the end zone there. Ends up with 13.4 points. Travis Kelce been showing up big the last few weeks, 12.4. 15 from his kicker, so that was huge, but wasn't enough to get him the win, and falls to 2-1 while the Suckholes improves to 3-0. In the next game, we had a weekly winner, the Juggernauts, take out the rookie, 147.4 to 128.5. Rookies has really disappeared, man. He was big game, talking before the draft, how he got an A- in his other Yahoo league, and how, after our draft, he only got C+ from the automated guru draft judge, and we can see why he only got that C+. Telling you, Rook, you got to show your face the good times and the bad times. You can't just go into hiding once the bad times hit. You got to even show up stronger and more loud and stand your ground. In this league, you can't just wilt away when you got that below 500 record and falling to 1-2. Anyway, Russell Wilson, I guess that's going to be his savior, because Luck is really not doing much. He got 24.8 points from Russell Wilson. Ted Coleman was a solid draft pick. It's really paying off dividends here in the beginning of the season with Freeman's injury, so 10.7 from Coleman. Gurley, third pick in the draft, showed up big, 19.6. 13.1 from Kupp. All his Rams are paying off there. Sammy Watkins shows up with 13.5, and then 10 from his kicker, and then 24 from the defense. Still wasn't enough. So he still takes that loss and falls to 1-2. The Jugs was our weekly winner, so congrats to the Juggernauts for winning that weekly prize of $210. So props to you. Drew Brees, huge game, 57.1 points. He's the Drew Brees of 2016, not 2017. So good pick on the draft there. That's really helping your squad. Got to be maybe, I'm not sure. I'm kind of keep going back and forth in my mind on this one. Does Drew Brees regress once they get Mark Ingram back, and do they go to that double-headed running game, or they continue to pass it? It's hard. I keep going back and forth. I can see him doing either or. So take it while you can get it, and hopefully it continues, because he's been tearing it up for the Juggernauts. 20.4 for Christian McCaffrey. He's been performing like a number one running back, so another good draft pick there. Mike Thomas, to get that with Drew Brees, that was a sneaky combo. Gets 13.9. Kyle Rudolph with 10.8, and then 29 from the Bears defense, probably the number one scoring defense in fantasy right now. And I saw something the other day that Khalil Mack himself is outscoring the Raiders. Got more sacks, more forced fumbles, scored more touchdowns than the entire Raiders defense. How the Raiders let that guy go, I don't know, but that's the Raiders for you. All right, in our next game, Patty's Playboys gets a big win over Trump's a Pimp, 105.53 to 91.03. Even losing Jimmy G. Luckily, that was at the end of the game after he put up 33.03 points. I'm a Niner fan. I think Patty's Playboy cursed him. Yep, I do. I think Patty's Playboy, Patty cursed Jimmy Garoppolo by taking him in the first round. Yep, that's right. Y'all, you heard that correct. First round, Jimmy Garoppolo is a pick in our league. So this is why one of the reasons we need to rename the league instead of PPH to SSS, the Simps, Saps, and Suckers, because we're picking Jimmy. We have teams picking Jimmy Garoppolo first round. Anyway, Adrian Peterson seems to have found the fountain of youth. Finishes with 25 points. Breida with 11.7. And Breida's value probably just went up with Garoppolo going down. I mean, that has gone up. But then again, maybe they crowd the line more, so it's a double-edged sword there. Let's see if Breida can keep putting up those points, but he's been solid. Smith-Schuster with 12.6 points. That's right. He's been killing careers. He killed Martavis Bryant's career last year. It looks like he's doing the same to Antonio Brown this year because he's been outscoring Antonio Brown. But AB might also have that Madden curse because he was on the cover. So that's why I was thinking about staying away from him. But ends up pulling out the win, though, with 105 there. So Patty's Playboys improves to 2-1. Trump's a Pimp kicked my teeth in last week with like a 143 score. Comes back down to earth with 91. Kirk Cousins held in check. I just that's the thing with fantasy. It's about your schedule. Like, when do you face the guys that go off, and how many times does that happen? Because Kirk Cousins with only 16.93 scored like 50 points when I put him. Alvin Kamara showing he should have been a top 3 pick for sure. 20 points. Again, Latavius Murray. And then Devin Funchess shows up with 12.7. 14 from Prater, and then that was really about it for the Trump's a Pimp, and takes that loss and falls to 2-1, and Patty's Playboys falls to 2-1. And then the last game was my game. See, I got the win over the Brewdogs, 133.43 to 127.3. Came down to that Monday night game. And then my season started off real rough. I mean, real rough. With Matt Ryan with only like 14.93 points in that first game. I was taking so much slack in Vegas, it was ridiculous. Everyone, Matt Ryan, but yeah, now look what he's doing. 60.13 points, that's right. Jordan Howard shows up with 14.1. Ezekiel Elliott comes through with 11.8. Godwin, again, cost me the money that I didn't start Ridley. I traded for him, and then I had him in my lineup all week, and I don't know what I thought on Sunday morning. I thought Godwin was a better pick, so I picked him. Cost me the money, but didn't cost me win. Godwin with 10.4, and actually he could have had a huge game. He dropped like 2 other touchdown passes that were in his hands, and he dropped them. He could have had a 3-touchdown game. Then Devontae Adams with 11.2. Aaron Rodgers' injury is kind of worrying me because he's just not putting up the yardage I thought he would be putting up. I thought he'd be at 100 yards and a touch or close to it a week, but man, he's really falling short on the yardage, but at least he's scoring. Tyreek Hill held in check with a 5.6. I guess that's what you have to deal with. Tyreek Hill, you just got to take the good with the bad, and sometimes, I mean, this is his bad game, is a 6 points, 5.5 points. I'll take it. I think I found my tight end here with O.J. Howard off the free agent market. Texans D has been really letting me down. I don't know what the hell. I hate that when I only get a single-digit number from my defense. Brewdogs, again, good squad, falls to 0-3. That's a tough loss, especially when you put up 127. You probably much expect to win most of those weeks. Cam Newton with 37.6. Kareem Hunt with 16.4. Marshawn Lynch with 14.6. I mean, this is a good squad here, man. Just putting up solid scores. Odell Beckham with 11.9. Lockett, and again, Dare Boy, got to give you props there, bro. Brewdogs, Tyler Lockett, solid pick. Been putting up good numbers here in the first 3 weeks. Catching those long touchdowns, so good pick there. 14.2. Emmanuel Sanders, 13.3, and then the Broncos D with 13. I improved Mr. Sweet Spot to 2-1. Brewdog falls to 0-3. All right, so there was week 3 in PPH. All right, well, there you have it. There's the week 3 in PPH. Some good games went down. Some close games went down. Some of them weren't decided till Monday night. And, man, I'll tell you what, the luckiest man in football keeps it going. Even though he didn't win the weekly, pulled that out with that Mike Evans 24-yard touchdown on Monday night to squeak out the win to remain undefeated in this week. Anyway, so there's been a grassroots movement, a groundswell of support to try to get the Kraken on the Commish message. The league wanted me to reach out. This was an old league member felt that he was slighted because he got kicked off over a text message and called a co-owner. He's been a real snowflake about it. So I reached out to him because the league's been, like I said, it's a grassroots movement. They wanted me to go ahead apologize to him and get him on the message. So I called him last night. I said, let's get on the message. And told him the time. He was good with the time. They said he couldn't come over. So he said he had Skype, but I was going to talk him through it and try to get him on here. So let's go ahead and see what the Kraken might be doing. Okay, let's see. Okay, this is beyond the time limit we had set last night. So let's see here. What's the Kraken? Maybe you answer. Taking over everything. Touchdown. Word around town on a man, nigga. Hello? Break that bitch down to the grams, nigga. 16 O's in a pound, nigga. Quarterback draw, touchdown, nigga. Touchdown, nigga. That's right. Ghosted me. You get the fog juice for that, Kraken. That's all you get right there, Kraken. More fog juice, man. This is why I don't call and apologize and do that shit. Look at that, man. I reached out, tried to give him a big old hug, and he ghosts me on agreed to time and frame, and now he won't even answer my call, sending me the voicemail. Oh, man, that's the last thing. So let me just play the time I spent to make this intro video for him, and I'm going to use it anyway if he ain't here. But hopefully we can get him back on, but he's going to have to call me this time and apologize to me, because respect starts at home. Respect starts at home. I'll tell you that right there, Kraken. Man, I wasted my time on you. Anyway, really makes me mad. I was hoping to bring him to you tonight, get his takes on the Brett Kavanaugh situation, pick the games for this upcoming week, and see how he likes the new Marvel movies coming out. So, anyway, he didn't want to participate, and that's why he's out of the league. So, again, he has to call me now. I put my hand out there first. You know, I'm the one who made the gesture, and this is why I didn't want to do it. This is why I didn't want to do it, because I knew he wasn't serious. Anyway, that's week 3's Commish message. Good luck everyone in week 4, and I'll catch you next week. Peace. Nigga. 16 O's in a pound, nigga. Quarterback draw, touchdown, nigga. Touchdown, nigga. Touchdown, nigga. Touchdown, nigga. Next day, air, no ground, nigga. Throw that shit like Peyton. Throw that shit like Peyton.